Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com, and we're here doing another classic capture. Today we're playing PowerStone 2.
The Return of the Stone. For
the Sega Dreamcast. This is a fighting game from Capcom, which was only released on the Dreamcast until the PSP came out, and there's a PSP Anthology that comes with 1 and 2. We're playing the Dreamcast version because the PSP version sucks. It's bad animation.
And we don't have it.
Anymore.
Yeah.
So PowerStone is... Would you dare to say Capcom's answer to Super Smash Brothers?
I would say... Didn't it come out before Smash Brothers?
It came out 2000, so
after.
no.
It was after.
Because
Smash Brothers 1 had come out already.
Smash Brothers came out in 97.
Oh, okay.
Or 98.
Yeah. Yeah, I would kind of say it's...
But it did come out before Brawl.
Yeah, it came out way before.
I mean, Melee, sorry. Melee.
Yeah, way before.
It came out before Melee. So, I don't know. It works. Yeah, I mean, Bobby, you're the Capcom fighting expert here.
Yes. So this is a party fighting game. It shouldn't be taken too seriously because there's a lot of luck involved versus skill.
Yeah, it's more of a luck and timing. Fighter.
Being aware of the surrounding. We've already done PowerStone 1, which I will hot link this to. PowerStone 2 is highly sought after versus Part 1 because Part 2, first of all, allowed 4-player co-op fighting.
That was like the biggest change.
Yes.
Yeah, 2-on-team team battles or 4-on-4 free-for-alls.
One.
Another thing is that
here's my favorite level, by the way.
All of the levels in here were a lot more animated. They weren't just kind of generic.
They weren't static.
Stuff was happening. You could die easily. It was there to kill you.
Environments were changing.
Actually, I have a feeling that this is very much where Brawl got a lot of its inspiration for a lot of its moving.
That's definitely possible.
Yeah, because Brawl was much more animated than compared to Melee.
Yeah, and then you could also say that this took from Smash Brothers because I mean the characters are kind of floaty in the high jumps, the double jumps, some of the cartoon kind of. Then
you also have the Smash Ball in Brawl, so it's very well possible that they got some inspiration from this.
Yeah, in PowerStone you pick up 3 crystals. It doesn't matter what color they are, and 3 crystals give you a temporary transformation, which allows you to do super attacks. The difference between 1 and 2 is you can have actually 2 people actually convert to these super characters. And the area effects that they use are it does some auto targeting to try to hit who's nearby. And there's not only 3 crystals, because in the first game there was only 3 crystals. You only had 3.
This one you actually have 6.
Yeah, the stuff that hasn't changed is you're still fighting people.
You're using weapons.
And you're still hitting people so they lose their crystals if they have them. I'm playing as player 1. I'm playing as a samurai.
I think the easiest way to do it is not so much look at the player number, look at the color.
Yeah.
Bobby's red.
I'm red.
Timmy's green. Timmy's yellow. And I'm blue. And CPU is green.
We didn't have a 4th person.
Yes.
Sad pan.
Nobody wanted to play with us.
This is
I to be honest, I didn't want to play with them either.
So this is my favorite level for some reason. I just like being able to get into the cannons and fire like that.
I just like how you jump in the water like salmon. Yeah. It's just like, I'm just a fish. I'm just swimming up the river.
Just keep swimming.
So even though it's not a serious fighting game, or it's not taken seriously by the fighting game community, it is still
competitively.
Yeah, competitively. Yeah, it is still highly sought after,
and it's a lot of fun.
Yes, the original Dreamcast PowerStone 2 will run you easily $35 to $50 depending on condition, and depending if it comes with the case or not. If you don't have the case, it's not worth as much. I actually luckily got this for $20.
Yeah,
with the case. I'm just missing the booklet.
I would say, without a case in general, the games are probably worth about half. With the case, double
50 easy.
Partial case, I'd still say you're probably looking at about $45.
Yep. Is it worth that kind of money? Well, it depends. If you're a Dreamcast aficionado,
it's one of the
cores. It's one of those necessary for your collection.
Yeah.
And if you're any kind of person who likes party games, if you have people come over, if you have 4 controllers or more for your Dreamcast, then there's no brainer. You should have it.
Hell, if you never owned a Dreamcast, I didn't own a Dreamcast, and this thing it's fun as hell.
Yep.
And no other system had it. That's one of the things. This was around the time, notably, when Sega was releasing, when Sega and Capcom were releasing all of their big arcade hits on the Dreamcast because it was so easy to port over.
Yep. It was very easy to port over, and almost all of Capcom's primary fighters that they are known for were on, or known for,
exist in some form.
They exist in some form on the Dreamcast. And it is what it is. What you're seeing here is it's a party fighting game. I mean, you wouldn't take this competitively. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it seriously if it was. I think one of the primary things why it's, other than the 4-player aspect that Part 1 didn't have, which Part 1 is perfectly fine. If you can get your hands on Part 1 for like $20, it's still worth it. It's just these interactive levels that just kind of break up, and then you go to the second parts and stuff. It was a big thing. Like Dead or Alive 2 had that, where you hit somebody through a window and then a whole other part of the level, was there. It was actually, I remember that being a big thing for especially 3D fighters of the day.
Yeah. I probably the most memorable would be, like, I think Dragon's Den and Dead or Alive 2, at least from the time frame.
Yep. So, do I suggest you get it? Oh yeah, definitely. And I did mention there's a PSP port. The PSP port does not support the 4-player gameplay. Well, it doesn't support 4 players to play. And it's a terrible, terrible port. It has frame rate issues and a bunch of other things.
And this is I think one thing you should touch on is this is a perfect 1-to-1 for what the arcade version is, because of the.
I don't believe there was an arcade version.
Yeah, there was.
There was.
In
there
Japan,
was.
I believe there was.
Well, it was
in
not
fact,
Japan.
I played one. Kind of a quick story. The the golf course here in Montebello that just closed down.
Yeah.
They used to have this machine, and it was a nickel machine.
Huh.
It was in the back, and it was a short stack like the Japanese machines.
Yeah, no, I know this had an arcade, because I even believe the first one also had an arcade.
Yeah, they both did.
I was
They
not
both
aware
did.
of that.
Yeah, no, they definitely.
Although
I won't
I
put Dreamcast
believe
versions.
1 got an American release, 2 did not. 2 was only a Japanese release.
Yeah,
They both do have an arcade though, and that's what they were originally developed for.
Of all the Sega games that they've been porting to PSN and XBLA,
You're surprised that this isn't one of them.
why isn't it? This would be perfect if they added.
Apparently, there are licensing rights from what I was reading up right now when I was looking up when this was released.
Yeah, I mean, I completely believe that, but there's also the other thing is just if they did bring it to PSN, I believe it would be like the PSP port. It wouldn't be.
Well, even if that were the case, the PS3 would have the power to make up for what the PSP
Backbone
lacked.
could do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they added like minor online functionality, if they used the same netcode that they use for all the ports of like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike,
2 Turbo HD.
yeah, if they use that same netcode, this would be fine. It'd be a great party game. I would pick it up. I would pay $15 for this, maybe even 20,
Yeah,
To have
that's lost revenue. Unfortunately, this is Capcom we're talking about, who hasn't even released Tron Bond.
That is true. Except on the Japanese PlayStation Network, I think you can get it there.
Yeah, but
you
not
know what,
here.
That's also that also like they won't re-release.
God damn you,
Mega
Finny.
Man Legends.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean-
in Japan, both those games got
A
ported to
PSP.
PSP.
Yeah, I've been wanting to buy copies.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, no, that's why. I mean, I wish I could get my hands on a Tron Bond, but yeah, no. I mean, Capcom's just dropped the ball lately with that. They won't even release
They released Crazy Taxi.
They won't. Yeah, but like a game that would definitely sell here, like the.
Well, first of all,
Jet Ride.
we're talking about different companies though. Sega seems to be picking up that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Especially with the re-release or the new version of Sonic that they did recently.
Generations.
Yeah, and how well that did.
That is Sonic Team just trying to say, hey, we're sorry for Sonic the Hedgehog.
And then Sonic, episode 2 came out, and that was bad too.
Oh, well, that's another thing we should mention, which you just did, Marco, for Tim.
Oh, you could revive.
You can revive
players.
people at a cost of life to you if you want. If you say team up with me and take out the person who's winning, like me, for example.
I do believe there used to be, I do believe there is a stock battle where you have a certain amount of lives.
Yeah,
and you can give up.
There's
lives.
advanced game options. We didn't play with them, but I do remember we did that the last time we played this. This is genuinely one of those games that every now and then we would just pick up and start playing.
You just plug in and press start.
Yep.
There's also bosses in this one, where the other one had one final boss, but you actually have.
This has 2 final bosses,
Yep.
which might I add are playable in the PSP version, but not in this one.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
A lot of older fighting games. The
know
final
that,
boss
but-
was never available.
Yeah, it's
I'm
available
just
on the
saying
PSP
that
version. That's the only thing that it has on this.
Even if your PSP is unlocked to run 333,
No.
you know what I might try it on, and
The Vita.
We might try it on the Vita. I might,
Is it available as a download?
if it is, I might pick
I
it up.
don't
Just to see.
know if it is. I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think it's only UMD.
If it's digital, I might give it a shot. But if not, whatever. I have the Dreamcast version, which is the primary version you want anyway.
It'll probably still lock down.
The analog stick on the Dreamcast is still better than the analog nub on the PSP. Although not the Vita. That would be nice. Hell, put this on the Vita. Wait, this would be perfect game for the Vita. I would pay $20 for this on the Vita.
Once again, people want Monster Hunter on the Vita, and they still haven't delivered. Capcom's just dropping the ball.
True.
I have 20. Do I hear 30?
Yes.
Capcom. This is.
Who am I kidding?
This is a testament to when Capcom was king on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this was 12 years ago. 12 years ago.
Yeah, but like I said, lately Capcom's dropped the ball. There's,
The abomination that is Resident Evil Outbreak.
No, Raccoon City.
Resident Evil Raccoon City.
well, Outbreak.
Yeah, let's date the video.
Outbreak
here.
2. Outbreak. There was an Outbreak.
Yeah, there was.
2.
But you know what? Also, there's like the second Miles Edgeworth that they're not releasing here. That would sell here. The rest of them have sold immensely well, but they haven't released it here.
They're dropping the ball.
Yes,
They're like Nintendo with Earthbound.
the main ball drop. They canceled Mega Man Legends 3.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
I would rather say Power Stone 3 personally.
No.
Mega Man Legend 1 was great. 2
was good. I won't say it's as good as 1, but 2 was good.
And never played Tron Bonne because I had never seen a copy until adulthood.
I seen a copy. I always just never, as a child, I never wanted to play it because I thought it would be like a girl's game. And now I'm just like, why the didn't I
think
buy
a lot
that?
of people thought that.
Yeah, and now it's just like, why didn't I buy that? It's like, as soon as I have $90, I'm going to buy that.
It's going to cost you more than 90.
I found a copy for 90.
By time.
I've found multiple for 90. That's about what you can get it for.
Hey, my birthday's in July.
Hey, like my birthday's tomorrow.
I don't even know what to do with it.
I'll be like, hey, Bobby, look at this.
Hey,
Hey, Bobby, look at what I crack.
hey, whatever. I got a Neo Geo for Christmas. So.
You are welcome.
So we're on the final battle here, and we've basically played all the multiplayer levels.
This is the
in this
Temple
video,
of Doom.
and we've shown you. Well,
You'll notice that we're getting. I mean, you could say it's a bit off tangent, but it's not really. It's talking about how great Capcom was back in these days, where they took chances with stuff like this. Memories.
kind
Kind of hoping that they would go back to this, because this is what they're great at. They're great at making weird, quirky games that you're like, what the hell is this? And then you play it.
Yeah, but
they become great.
in their defense, Azura's Wrath is a
Right.
good example of
Right.
of this.
Azura's Wrath. It only took them 12 years to do that again.
That's
That's
true.
sad.
yeah, but then again, it's like the market from back then in this quirky arcade days.
They went from giving you great games like this, which were worth every dollar, to locking half of it on DLC. Because
That's
we
true.
haven't even touched on that yet.
That's true.
That's their business practice now. Hey, let me give you all this great content that's on the disc, but you have to pay for it. That's bullshit.
Yeah, but these quirky games, I don't know if they would do as well today.
I don't know. How
They
much
would
this still sells.
they would do fine as downloadables.
Well, yeah,
Downloadables. Because that is where that market has gone, is downloadables, and people make money off of that. you know.
And then if it makes enough, they can go to a proper release.
Yeah, it's a shame all
It's
around.
a sad state.
And I got a skateboard.
I got one too. I'm like, pre-Tony Hawk.
And I keep hitting the rock. I got a rock.
All right, everyone. Well, this is a classic capture for PowerStone 2 on the Sega Dreamcast. It is a rare game. You'll end up spending $30 to $50 depending on the condition. If you're a Dreamcast collector, this is a must-own. And that's all we have to say about it. I'll put the PowerStone original in the links there, and you can check that out. Please subscribe and let us know what you think. Thank you.
Stupid Capcom.